Denise Brandau hails from Fortaleza in Brazil, and up until last year she had never seen snow in her life.
Where I live is hot. It's like I live next to the equator, so the temperature is between 25 degrees Celsius to 31, so it's really different.
Denise will always remember the morning she woke up to a sight that is all too familiar for most Canadians.
I just woke up and my husband was like, "It's snowing," and I went outside and I played a little bit. It was amazing.
The young Brazilian has come to Canada through a worldwide program run by the Sunrise Rotary Club.
She's part of the Rotary Youth Exchange program that happens every year in Cranbrook and internationally. This year there's about 8,000 students visiting 80 different countries around the world.
Her placement in the Kootenays has given Denise the opportunity to not only see snow, but to ride it. And she's taking advantage of the opportunity while she can.
I took some lessons, but now I really like skiing. I've never skied before, and probably I'm not gonna have this opportunity again.
The goal of the exchange program is to give youth the opportunity to experience other cultures and to build relationships between countries throughout the world.
Youth is one of Rotary's big focuses, so we bring in students and we send out students to promote our country and our lifestyle, and it's to promote international understanding.
And if her skiing ability is any indication, Denise has definitely embraced what being Canadian is all about.
I think I got it really quickly. It was not that hard.
Just don't expect her to be taking on any black diamonds just yet. James Farnan, Shore TV, Kimberley. When Christian Kimber decided to build his family home, he did his research and came up with a plan.
It was when I started looking into straw bale construction that it started ticking off a lot of the boxes that I was interested in, for energy efficiency, for use of materials, for quality materials.
So Christian decided that he would take what was essentially waste and put it to good use.
So the farmers have this excess of straw. They don't really want to burn it. They would like to see some kind of use for it.
Christian followed this reuse theme for the house's solid wood frame, produced locally at the College of the Rockies.
Well, a year ago, the college decided they needed to make some more space for some new structures, and they wanted to reclaim some of their money. And so they auctioned off the buildings that they had, and it turned out I was a high bidder for this building.
Saving money on framing, Christian was able to spend more on solar power and geothermal heating, allowing the house to capture heat in the summer, store it, and use it in the winter.
I would estimate that we'll be able to maintain a really comfortable living environment here and heat all of our domestic hot water for about $30 worth of electricity per month in the winter. In the summer, I expect it to be about half of that.
While some of these green practices may not be commonplace yet, they are becoming more attractive for builders.
The notions of looking at alternative ways of building or looking at different materials and how we can make our homes more energy efficient, I think that is growing.
Using non-conventional materials here in the Kootenays does, however, create its own set of challenges.
Certainly when you're trying to do it here, from my experience of building my own straw bale home, is a lot of times you are sourcing out things that are perhaps unfamiliar to many builders or many suppliers in the area, and it does take extra legwork and commitment.
But for Christian, the extra work now will pay off down the road.
To me, the economics make the most sense. That's where I'm most interested.
James Farnan, Shore TV, Cranbrook. From humble beginnings in 1962, the Fernie Alpine Resort has grown into a world-class skiing location, and after 50 years, it's time to celebrate.
We've got a vibrant economy in this sector of our economy in Fernie, and we have enthusiasts enjoying the sport that are traveling here from our community, from Alberta, and from all over the world.
The land was originally owned by logging and coal mining company Crow's Nest Resources, but its location and winter conditions made it ideal as a skiing destination.
Well, the snow is here, and the mountain is here, and the access is possible, so it just called for some development.
Heiko Socha moved to Fernie in 1966, originally to work in the lumber industry. However, just a decade later, he would take over as manager of Fernie Snow Valley.
Skiing was my passion. I wanted to ski. I had been racing on the coast and in Europe. I never dreamt that I could get into operating a ski resort.
Socha quickly expanded the hill, installing the first chairlift in 1977, but he knew the key to making it a world-class resort lay further up the mountain.
I was always looking up. I was always looking at the possibility of skiing the upper slopes.
In 1999, the resort expanded into Timber Bowl, and that was essentially the tipping point where the Timber Bowl and the White Pass chair were both built in the same year, and the resort essentially doubled in size.
Nowadays, the success of the ski hill has spilled over into the town itself, attracting people from all walks of life and fostering a rich culture. But really, that was the plan all along.
Both Heiko and myself had traveled to other resorts, both in the United States and in Europe, and truly the arts, the culture, the restaurants, the other activities that we have in Fernie are commonplace in other resorts.
Now, as we turn our attention to the next 50 years, there's still plenty of room to grow.
They could develop a lot of the upper mountain in order to get more powder snow skiing and longer seasons. There's also room for more base development.
Truly what will happen in the next 50 years, there'll be a greater growth in the summertime and the change of Fernie to a more sustainable mountain living community.
James Farnan, Shore TV, Fernie. Gord McArthur has returned home after competing for 2 months in Asia and all over Europe, and in his 3rd year on the professional ice climbing tour, he learnt a lot.
All the events were great. I mean, the experience in every country is just far out. The structures are futuristic, so every time you go to a new structure, you're excited to climb there.
And with the next season on the horizon, Gord is making sure he's ready. He's turned his backyard into an ice climber's training ground.
It's designed to keep me home, Roar. I built various apparatuses in the backyard so that I could train and be close to my family so I don't have to leave as much. You know, I've got logs strewn everywhere. I've got a climbing gym behind me here. And I just spend a lot of time in there doing laps and circuits.
Although McArthur does spend a lot of time on the road practicing and competing, pursuing his passion is something that his family will not take away from him.
All around, he's probably a lot more happy of a person. If I didn't support that or always complained about him going, I doubt he would enjoy life all that much. You know, you just kind of be, I don't know, squishing that passion away.
They're like just so supportive, and that's what makes it so much easier to go. I don't like being away home for too long, but when I am, my wife is certainly supportive and strong for the kids, and the kids are psyched for climbing and they love the fact that I climb, so they're pretty awesome about it too.
And though the sport is a huge part of McArthur's life, he does admit that having a family has changed the way he approaches certain situations.
Just a few days ago, we were faced with an avalanche situation, and you know, that's probably one of the first things that came to mind, that you know, certain things just aren't worth it. So I do take a lot of risks, but I think more so now they're a lot more calculated.
While the life of an ice climber may seem dangerous, Becky McArthur is just thankful that this is what her husband has chosen.
I just always think that I'd way rather him be ice climbing than climbing Everest. Like, I'd way rather his passion be just because I think mountaineering would be way more dangerous and risky of a sport. So yeah, I look at it that way.
For right now though, Gord's just hanging around. James Farnan, Shore TV, Cranbrook. These young creative minds are getting the chance to show off their stuff in the world of Lego.
Amy Woodland is organizing a school Lego contest, and each grade is submitting their entries, and we're going to have a winner for each grade at the end.
While some may be trying Lego for the first time, for grade 2 student Hunter Tengum, Lego is his life.
This is what I do like almost every day.
Hunter's entry into this competition was made up of many parts.
I made a response team. It's like an attack team, and I have a boat, a car, and 2 jets.
But with each creation having to fit into a shoebox, Hunter had to leave part of his project at home.
the wings wouldn't fit in the box, so I didn't bring the wings. They were too big.
Judges are on the lookout for something that has style and stands out from the crowd.
What we're looking for is something that is really unique, colorful, and really kind of original.
And while there are winners picked from each grade, it's all about using your imagination.
I just like it's fun and it's really entertaining for me.
It's really fun to make lots of cool things.
I have two little girls that attend the Amy Woodland School, and I really enjoy that they create and they can expand their imagination and do whatever they can think of. And, it's always growing and it's always something new every day.
James Farnan, Shore TV, Cranbrook.